That kitchen's hot.
What, Essie?
I say the kitchen's awful hot. That new candy I'm making just won't ever get cool.
Oh, do you have to make candy today, Essie? It's such a hot day.
Well, I got all those new orders. Ed went out and got a bunch of new orders.
My, if this keeps up, you're going to be opening a candy store soon.
Well, that's what Ed was saying last night, but I said no. I want to be a dancer.
No, the only problem with dancing is it takes so long. I mean, you've been practicing for such a long time.
Only 8 years, Mother. After all, you've been writing plays for 8 years. We started about the same time, didn't we?
Yes, but you can't count my first years because I was learning to type.
I think the candy's hurting up now, Miss Essie. Oh, thanks, Reba. I'll bring some in, Mother. I want you to try it. Finish the second act, Mrs. Sycamore?
What, Reba?
Did you finish the second act?
No, I got Cynthia entering a monastery.
She was at the Kit Kat, wasn't she?
Well, yes, she was, but she got tired of the Kit Kat, so there's this monastery. She goes there.
And do they let her in?
Oh, yes, I need a visitor stay, so anybody can go. So she goes on visitor stay, and she just stays.
You mean she stays all night?
No. She stays 6 years.
6 years? My, I bet she busts that monastery wide open.
6 years later.
Oh, Mrs. Patena?
Yeah?
Would you bring in that new skyrocket we made, please? I want to show Mrs. Sycamore.
Sure.
Look, Penny, look. These little firecrackers we made. We can sell them 10 strings for $1. Listen to it here. Ah, nice, huh?
Paul, dear, were you ever in a monastery?
No, I wasn't. Wait till you see this new rocket. It's got gold stars and blue stars, and then a bomb, and then a balloon. Mrs. DePena thought it was a balloon.
That's nice. So did you do all that today?
We sure did. We got a lot done today. We're trying to figure out what. Oh, here's the rocket now. Here's the rocket now. Okay. Sure. Thank you. All right. What do you think of this, Penny? Costs us 18 cents to make. We can sell it for 50. How many do you think we can make before the 4th of July, Mrs. DePena?
Well, we've got 2 weeks yet. When are you going to take the stuff up to Mount Vernon?
About next week. You know, we're going to need a bigger booth this year. We got a lot of stuff made up.
Look, Mr. Sycamore, I'm afraid the powder chamber is a bit too close to the balloon.
But we have the stars and the bomb between us.
Yeah, but that don't give the balloon enough time. A balloon needs plenty of time.
Well, come on. Let's go down to the cellar and try it out.
Oh, Mrs. Penna, let me ask you a question here. If a girl you loved entered the monastery, what would you do?
Oh, I don't know, Mrs. Sycamore. Been so long.
Miss Alice going to be home to dinner tonight, Mrs. Sycamore?
What, Reba? Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I'll set a place for her. She's only been home one night this week.
Yes, I know.
Miss Essie's making some mighty good candy today. She's doing something new with cocoa nuts.
That's nice.
All right, let's see. 6 and Mrs. DePena. And if Madam Kolenkoff comes, that makes 8, don't it? Yeah, I'd better separate.
You know, Reba, I think I'm going to put this clip and go back to the war play.
Oh, the war play. I've always loved that one. Boom, boom. They'll be better when they're harder, Mother. But try them. I want to know what you think.
They look lovely. What are you going to call them?
I think I'll call them Love Dreams.
That's nice. Oh, I'm going to go back to the war play essay.
Oh, are you, Mother?
Yeah, I kind of got myself stuck in a monastery and I can't figure out how to get out.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll come to you. Remember how you got out of that brothel?
That's true.
The snakes look hungry. Did Reba feed them?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Reba, did you feed the snakes?
No, Donald's coming in. He always brings flies with him.
Okay, well, make sure you feed them before Grandpa gets home, because you know how particular he is about those snakes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here. And take her out your back and Harpo into the kitchen. There you go. I think I will have another love dream.
Well, Mrs. Lieutenant was right about that balloon. Too close to the powder.
Want a love dream, Father?
Oh, no thanks. Oh, I'm sorry. No thanks. I got to wash up.
No, I'm gonna go back to the war flag, Paul.
Oh, that's nice. I think we're gonna put the red stars in too. That ought to do it. That'll make it room.
No, Madam Kolenkoff says I'm her most promising pupil.
You know, you would think, with 40 monks and 1 girl, something would happen!
Essie! Listen.
Oh, I like that, Ed. Did you write it?
No, it's Beethoven.
Oh, it's lovely. Got a lot of you in it. I made those new candies this afternoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can take them out tonight.
Oh, okay. All right, now for the finish. This is me. I think that's going to be a hit. What about you?
Oh, that's fine, Ed. Remember it when Kolenkoff comes, will you?
Now, Ed, why don't you and Essie have a baby? You know, I was thinking about it just the other day.
I don't know. I guess we could have a baby if you wanted us to. What do you think, Essie?
Oh, I don't care. I'm willing if Grandpa is.
Oh, we should ask him.
Let's see here. Laser play, no. Riddles play, no. Sex play, definitely not. I know it's here someplace.
I was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
Oh, Mrs. DePen, is there anything you need printed? How about some more calling cards?
No thanks. I still got the first 1,000.
Call on somebody, will you?
All right.
All right, what have we got for dinner, Reba? I am ready to print the menu.
Let's see, cornflakes, cheese, some of these candies Miss Essie made, and some kind of meat. I forget.
I'll work with meat. I think I will set up in bold-faced Cheltenham tonight. You know, if I'm going to be taking those candies out, I better come up with some descriptive matter after dinner.
You think anybody ever reads the stuff you put in the candy boxes, Ed?
I hope so.
Ah! Here it is. Poison gas! Oh, that must be Donna. Look at Reba smile.
Oh, the boyfriend, eh, Reba?
Donald!
Hello, Reba!
They're all put together, kind of like Mom and Ted.
Evening, everybody! Hi, Donald.
Hi, Donald.
How have you been? Oh, I've been good, Mr. Ed. How about you, Miss Sycamore?
Oh, I've been just fine, Donald. Oh, Donald,
Yes?
were you ever in a monastery?
No, I don't go no place much anymore. I'm on relief, you know.
Of course.
Here the flag, we got it all messed up today.
He sure did.
Yeah. I see you've been working, Miss Sycamore.
Oh, yes, indeed, Donald.
How's Grandpa?
Oh, he's just fine. He's over at Columbia. The commencements are today.
My, the years certainly do roll around, don't they?
Yes, they do.
M-E-A-T. Say, what's he go there for all the time, Penny?
Oh, I don't know. It's just convenient, you know, just right around the corner.
Oh, don't. Mrs. DePen and I are going up to Mount Vernon next week. We'll take our fireworks up there. Would you lend us a hand?
Yes, sir. Only I can't take no money for this year because if the government finds out that I'm running, they'll get sore.
Oh, Ed, I had the most wonderful idea in the bathroom just now. I was reading Trotsky. It's yours, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, I must have left it in there.
Who? What?
Trotsky, the Russian Revolution. Anyhow, I had a great idea for a fireworks display. Remember the last days of Pompeii?
Palisades Park. Oh, that's where we met.
Right. I thought I would do the revolution, a full hour display.
Good idea, Paul.
Okay, so the red fire is the flag.
Yes, and the Tsar and the Cossacks.
And the freeing of the slaves.
No, Don, no. The Russian Revolution.
Right.
Oh, hello, Grandpa.
Well, Seth, you should have been there. That's all I can say. You should have been there.
Oh, was it a nice commencement, Grandpa?
Wonderful. They get better every year. You don't know how lucky you are. You're snakes.
Big class this year, Grandpa? How many were there?
Oh, must have been about 200
bunches of them. Everybody graduated. Yes, sir. Lots funnier speeches than they had last year, too.
You know, if you want to listen to a good speech, you go listen to Father Divine.
No, wait. They'll have them at Columbia.
Donald,
Hey.
tell me we will have dinner now because Grandpa's home and we will not wait on Miss Alex.
Yes. Hey, Reba, Grandpa's home. We can have dinner.
We made a great new rocket today, Grandpa. Wait till you see it.
Yeah?
It's really good.
Evening, Grandpa.
Oh, evening, Mrs. DePena.
Didn't it make a fine rocket today, Mr. Penna?
We certainly did.
I wonder why they don't use fireworks at commencements.
Don't make enough noise.
Oh.
Now, you take a good commencement order, and he'll drown out a whole carload of fireworks. Say just about as much, too.
Oh, don't the graduates ever say anything, Grandpa?
No, they just sit there in their caps and nightgowns and get their diplomas. And then about 40 years from now, they suddenly wake up and go, hello, where am I?
Hello, Grandpa. Have a nice day.
Hello, have a nice day. Don't I even get kissed?
Oh, excuse me, Grandpa.
Hey, I'll have some grapes too. You know, I could have used a couple of tomatoes this afternoon.
Father,
Oh, no thanks.
Mother,
No, thank you, dear.
Hey, play something, Ed.
All right.
there was a letter that came for you, Grandpa. Did you get it?
Left for me? I don't know anybody.
It was for you, though. Had your name on it.
Well, that's funny. Well, where is it?
I don't know. Where's Grandpa's letter, Mother?
What is he?
Where's that letter that came for Grandpa last week?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I think I saw the bottom of the birdcage.
Well, who's it from? Did you notice?
Yes, it was on the outside.
Well, who was it?
The United States government.
Really? I wonder what they wanted.
Yes, there was a couple of them. From the same people.
Well, if any more come, I wish you'd give them to me.
Yes, Grandpa.
You know, I think I'm gonna go out to Westchester tomorrow and do a little snake hunting.
God is the state. The state is God.
What's that?
God is the state. The state is God.
Well, who says that?
Well, Trotsky.
Oh, that's all right. I thought you said it.
That is very good for typing, you know, it's nice and short.
Right.
G O D.
So the beautiful princess came into the palace and kissed her mother and her father and her grandfather.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandpa. And what do you think? They turn into the Sycamore family. Surprise?
Nice.
Oh, Alice, I like it.
Do you?
It's new, isn't it?
Oh, it looks nice and summery.
Where'd you get it?
I took a walk during lunch hour.
You've been taking a lot of walks lately, haven't you? That's a second new dress this week.
I just like to brighten up the office every once in a while. I'm known as the K. Francis of Kirby & Co. Well, what's new around here in the way of plays, snakes, ballet dancing, or fireworks? Dad, I'll bet you've been down in that cellar all day.
Huh? What? Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna go back to the wordplay, Alice.
Really, Mother?
Oh, Ed, play Alice that new Beethoven thing you wrote.
Hey, did you know you can mail a letter now from Nicaragua for only 2 pesetos?
Really?
Yeah.
Kenneth, my virginity is a priceless thing to me.
Listen, people, listen. I'm not home to dinner. A young gentleman is calling for me.
Oh, really? Who is it?
I did everything possible to keep him from coming here, but he's calling for me. So.
So why don't the two of you stay for dinner?
Yes.
No, I wanted to take you in the easy doses. I tried to prepare him a little, but try not to make it any worse than you can help. Don't read him any plays, Mother. And don't let a snake bite him, Grandpa, because I like him. And I wouldn't dance for him, Essie. We're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet tonight.
Can't do anything. Who is he? President of the United States?
No, he's Vice President of Kirby & Co., Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.
The boss's son?
The boss's son, just like the movies.
Well, that explains the new dresses.
And not being home for dinner for 3 weeks.
Like Sherlock Holmes.
Are you gonna marry me?
Oh, of course, tonight. Meanwhile, I have to go upstairs and put on my wedding dress.
Is he good looking?
Yes, in a word. Dear, what time is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Mrs.
Anybody
Benham
know
might
what time
know.
it is?
It was 5 o'clock a couple of hours ago.
I ought to know better than to ask you people. Will you let me know the minute he comes, please?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Yes, I know, but I mean the minute he comes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Well, be sure.
Well, what do you think about that, Grandpa?
Well, she seems to like him, if you ask me.
I
Yeah.
should say so. She's got it bad.
Well, maybe he's the one who's been keeping her out all night. You know, wouldn't it be wonderful if they got married? And if they did, we could have the wedding right here in this room.
Now, Penny, he hasn't even called on the girl yet.
Well, you only called on me once.
Yes, but young people are different nowadays.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Look at Ed and me. He came to dinner once and just stayed.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
He did.
Well, I still say it's wonderful.
Well, she certainly seems happy about it.
Oh, no, that must be him. I'll get it, Reba. Now, remember what Alice said. Everybody be nice to him.
All right. Let's take a look at the boy.
Good evening. How do you do? Please, welcome to our humble home. Now, come right in. Come right in. Now, I'm Alice's mother, and that's Alice's grandfather, and her father, Mr. Sycamore, and her sister Essie, and Essie's husband, Ed Carmichael. Now, you've met everybody. May I have your hat, please?
I'm afraid you must be making a mistake.
How's that?
My card.
Wilbur C. Henderson, Internal Revenue Department?
That's right.
What can we do for you?
Does a Mr. Martin Vanderhoff live here?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Well, Mr. Vanderhoff, the government wants to talk to you about a little matter of income tax.
Income tax?
May I sit down?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Mother, is that Mr. Kirby?
No, Alice, it's not. It's some internal of something or other. Excuse me.
Mr. Sycamore?
What is it? What is it?
This thing is not going off.
Not now, Mrs. Pennant. The grandpa's busy. Pardon us.
Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, we've written to you several letters about this but have not had any reply.
That's what those letters were.
I told you they were from the government.
According to our records, Mr. Vanderhoff, you had not paid an income tax.
That's right.
And why not?
I don't believe it.
You own property, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And you receive a yearly income from it.
I do.
Of between $3,000 and $4,000.
Yeah, about that.
You've been receiving it for years.
I have. 1901, if you want the exact date.
Sir, the government is only concerned from 1914 on. That's when the income tax started.
Well,
Well, it seems to me, Mr. Vanderhoff, that you own the government 24 years back.
No, wait just a damn second. You can't go back that far. That's outlawed.
What's your name?
What does that matter?
Ever pay an income tax?
No, sir.
Then what was your income last year?
Oh, must have been $28.50, wasn't it, Essie?
Yes, sir.
If you please. Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, you know it's quite a penalty for not filing an income tax return.
Penalty?
look, Mr. Henderson, you mind if I ask you something?
Well,
Well, suppose I pay you this money. Now, mind you, I'm not saying I'm gonna pay you, but just for the sake of argument, what's the government gonna do with it?
what do you mean?
Well, what do I get for my money? If I go down to Macy's and I buy something, I see it. There it is. What's the government giving me?
Why, the government gives you everything. It protects you.
What from?
Invasions, foreigners that come into this land and take what you've got.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
If you haven't paid an income tax, they will. How do you think the government keeps up the Army and the Navy, all those battleships?
The last time we used battleships was the Spanish-American War. All we got out of that was Cuba, and we gave it back. Now, I wouldn't mind paying if it was something sensible.
Ha! Sensible? What about White House, Congress, and the Supreme Court? We've got to pay them, don't we?
Not with my money. No, sir.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not here to argue with you. All I know is you haven't paid an income tax and you've got to pay it.
They've You've got to show me.
We don't have to show you anything. We just told you. All those buildings down in Washington, the Constitution, interstate commerce.
The Constitution was paid for a long time ago. And interstate commerce? What is interstate commerce anyhow?
There are 48 states, you see, and if there weren't interstate commerce, nothing could go from one state to the next.
Why not? They got fences?
They haven't got fences, they've got laws. My God, I never came across anything like this before.
I might pay about $75. That's all it's worth.
You'll pay every cent of it.
Essie, listen to this a minute.
Oh, and let me tell you something. You'll go to jail if you don't pay. Do you hear? That's the law. If you think you're bigger than the law, then you've got another thing coming. You're no better off than anybody else. And the sooner you get that through your head, the better. You'll be hearing from the United States government is all I can say.
Watch out for the snakes.
What do you think of that, Essie?
Fine, Ed.
What do you think of that sound, folks?
I liked it.
My goodness, he really was mad, wasn't he?
It's not his fault. It's just that the whole thing is so silly.
He forgot his hat.
Oh, say, what size is that hat?
7 and an 8.
Just right for me. Income tax or something.
Oh, no, that must be Mr. Kirby.
Better make sure this time.
Oh, I will.
Let's find out.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
Is this Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.?
Yeah.
Oh, please, come right in, come right in. We've been expecting you. Now, come in, come in. Now, I'm Alice's mother, and that's Alice's grandfather, and your father, and your sister Essie, and Essie's husband, Ed. Now, you've met everybody. May I have your hat, please?
Oh, thank you.
Make yourself right at home.
Is that Mr. Kirby, Mother?
Yes, Alice? It is. And he's lovely.
I'll be right down.
Oh, well, please, have a seat, Mr. Kirby.
Oh, thank you. I hope I'm not keeping you all from dinner.
Oh, no, would you like a tomato?
No, thank you.
Well, how about this candy?
No, thanks.
Excuse me. This is Mrs. DePena, Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
Wasn't I reading about your father in the newspaper the other day? Didn't he get indicted or something?
Hardly that. He just testified before the Securities Commission.
Yeah, I'm sure there's absolutely nothing crooked about it. I mean, after all, Alice always tells us what a wonderful man your father is.
Well, I know Father couldn't get along without Alice. She knows more about the business than any of us.
You're awful young, Mr. Kirby, aren't you? To be vice president of a place like that?
Well, you know what that means, Vice President. All it really means is I have a desk with my name on it.
Oh, is that all? I mean, you don't get a salary or something?
Well, a little. More than I'm worth, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, now I'm sure you're just being modest.
You know, it sounds kind of dull to me, Wall Street. Do you like it?
Well, the hours are short, and I haven't been there very long.
Just out of college, huh?
Well, I knocked around for a while first, just sort of had fun.
What'd you do, travel?
For a while. Then I went to Cambridge for a year.
England.
That's right.
Say, what's an English commencement look like? Did you see any?
Very impressive.
There you are, huh?
Anyhow, now the fun's over and I'm facing the world.
Oh, but you have a wonderful start on it. I mean, vice president and a rich father.
Well, that's hardly my fault.
Well, and now I'm sure you're ready to settle down
No,
and get married.
come now, Penny. I'm sure Mr. Kirby knows his own mind.
Well, I'm not trying to make up his mind for him. And Mr. Kirby.
It's quite all right, Mrs. Sycamore.
There, see?
You mustn't rush him, Mother.
Well, all I meant was he's bound to want to get married, and what if the wrong girl gets him?
Well, here I am, a vision in blue. Apparently you've had time to get acquainted.
Oh, yes, we've been having a delightful conversation about love and marriage.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry. I came down as fast as I could.
I didn't mind in the slightest.
Damn those flies in the kitchen. Oh, Miss Alice, you look beautiful. Where are you going?
I'm going out, Reba.
Stepping, huh?
Oh, that must be colon cough.
We better go, Tony.
Hey, Grandpa, you take me on 4 plates, I forget.
Half and half, Donald. Yeah, it's called a cup, all right.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Grandpa, what do you think of this?
Huh?
I had just heard from Russia. The second 5-year plan, failure.
I practiced today, Madam Cohenhouse.
My Pavlova.
Well, if you'll excuse us, Madam Kolenkoff.
Miss Alice! I have never seen you look so magnificent.
Thank you, Madam Kolenkoff. Tony, this is Madam Kolenkoff as his dancing teacher, Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Will you excuse us, Madam Kolenkoff? We're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet.
Oh, is it Monte Carlo Ballet?
It stinks! Yes, well, goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm so glad to meet you all.
C'est Monte Carlo Ballet.
Nice young man.
Oh, I thought he was just dandy. And you?
And so cool.
Oh, and such nice manners. Did you notice his manners, Paul?
I certainly did, and you were paying pretty personal attention to him.
Nonsense. I mean, just a very nice young man.
He looks like a cousin of mine.
Ach, ridiculous. Then you had to ballet.
You know, I think if they got married here, I would put the altar. Oh, right where the snakes are. You wouldn't mind, would you, Grandpa?
Not if the snakes don't.
Oh no, they'll want to get married in a church. You know, his family and
Oh,
everything.
All right, everybody, quiet down now. Well, sir, yeah, getting along pretty good for quite a while now, and we're certainly much obliged. Remember, all we ask is to just go about and be happy in our own sort of way. Of course, like to keep our health. As far as everything else is concerned, leave it up to you. Thank you. So, Kolenkoff, the second 5-year things are there.
Charleston and all sorts of dances out there we haven't seen for a while. There's a 12-string Jacobs on the keyboard there. Nice job, Charlie. And of course, Alan Holmes, our maestro, on all them their instruments, especially that clarinet. Nice job. And I would like to introduce young Miss Holmes, Alan's daughter, Bonnie Holmes, to come up and sing for us Crew Cut and Baby Blue Eyes.
Little smile you've ever seen. His lines simply super. His kisses are the best. He's loaded down with muscles and has hair on his chest. And when he holds me,
I could see them dance every night of the week. I think they're marvelous.
They are, aren't they? But of course, just walking inside any theater gives me a thrill.
Well, it's been so lovely, Tony. I hate to have it over.
Oh, is it over already? Or we have to go right away?
Not if you don't want to.
I don't.
Would you like a cold drink?
Wonderful.
I'll see what's in the icebox. Want to come along?
I follow you to the ends of the earth.
Oh, just the kitchen's enough.
Why, I like it. You've done it very simply, haven't you?
Yes, we didn't know whether to do an Empire or a Neo-Grecian.
So you settled for Frigidaire.
Yes, so easy to live with. Lucky you're not hungry, Mr. K. An icebox full of cornflakes. That gives you a rough idea of the sycamores.
Of course, why they make these bottle openers for senior midgets. I never did. Oh, all over my pants.
I'll take mine in a glass, if you don't mind.
Here you are, a foaming beaker.
Anyhow, it's cold.
Now, if you please be seated, Miss Sycamore, I'd like to offer a toast.
We are seated.
Miss Sycamore, to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. To you.
You know something?
What?
I would trade 1 minute of this evening for all the rice in China.
Really?
Cross my heart.
Is there much rice in China?
Terrific. Haven't you read The Good Earth? Oh dear. Suppose I have to go.
Is it very late?
Very. I don't want to go.
I don't want you to.
All right then. I won't. When do you get your vacation?
Last 2 weeks in August.
I might take mine then too.
Really?
What are you going to do?
I don't know, I hadn't thought much about it.
Going away, do you think?
I might not. I like the city in the summertime.
I do too.
You always go up to Maine, don't you?
That's right. But I'm sure I would like the city in the summertime if... You know what I mean, Alice. I'd love it if you were here.
I'd like it if you were here, Tony.
You know what you're saying, don't you?
What?
That you'd rather spend the summer with me than with anyone else.
Was I?
Well, if it's true about the summer, how would you feel about the winter?
Yes, I would like that too.
Then there's spring and autumn, if you could see your way clear about those with Sycamore.
I might.
Well, I guess that's the whole year. We haven't forgotten anything, have we?
No.
Well then.
Alice! Oh, Alice, is that you? It's very late. Oh, well, excuse me, Mr. Kirby. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, Mother.
Not at all.
I just came down for a script, and then you can go back to what you were doing. Okay, let's see. I know it's here. No, not that. No. Well, it's it. Ah, here it is. Sex takes a holiday. Well, good night, Tony.
Good night, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, I think you could call me Penny. Don't you, Alice? I mean, at least I hope so.
What's that?
It's all right, Tony. That's his father.
This time of night?
Any time of night. Any time of day.
You know, you're more beautiful, more lovely, more adorable than anyone else in the whole world.
Don't, Tony.
Alice, just because your mother, all mothers are like that, Alice, and Penny's a darling. You see, I'm even calling her Penny.
I don't mean that. Look, Tony, this is something I should have said a long time ago, but I didn't have the courage. I let myself be swept away because I loved you so.
Darling.
No, wait, I want to make it clear to you. You're of a different world. A whole different kind of people. I don't mean money or socially, that's too silly, but your family and mine. It wouldn't work, Tony. It would not work.
All right, have it your way. She can't dance. That's why they pay her all that money, right? Because she can't dance.
Well, I don't call that dancing what she does. Oh, hello. How was the ballet?
It was fine, I see.
Wonderful.
Oh, well, hello.
Hello there.
Look, what do you people think? Ed and I just saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Do you think she can dance, Mr. Kirby?
Yes, I always thought so.
What does she do anyhow? Now look, you're Fred Astaire, and I'm Ginger Rogers.
Essie, please.
I only want to use him for a minute. Now look, Mr. Kirby.
Essie, you are just as good as Ginger Rogers. We all agree.
Oh, you see, Ed?
Yep, sure do. Come on, Essie, we're, interrupting.
Oh, they've been together all evening. Good night, Mr. Kirby. Good night, Ellen.
Good night, Mrs. Carmichael.
Good night. Oh, Essie, did you ever ask Grandpa about us having a baby?
Oh, yes. He said go right ahead.
You see? That's what it would be like.
We didn't mind that. Anyhow, we're not going to live with your family. It's just you and I.
No, it isn't. It's never quite that. I love them, Tony. I love them deeply. Some people could break away, but I couldn't. I know they do rather strange things, but they're gay and they're fun. I don't know, there's a kind of nobility about them.
Alice, you talk as though only you could understand them. That's not true. Like, every family has got curious little quirks. What of it? My father raises orchids at $10,000 a bulb. My mother believes in spiritualism. That's just as bad as your mother writing plays.
It goes deeper, Tony. Your mother believes in spiritualism because it's fashionable. Your father writes, my mom writes plays because 8 years ago ago, a typewriter was delivered here by mistake.
Darling, what of it?
And look at Grandpa. 35 years ago, he just quit business one day. He started up to his office in the elevator and he came right back down. He could have been a rich man, but he said it took too much time. So for 35 years, he's collected snakes and gone to circuses and commencements. It never occurs to any of them.
Hello there, children.
Hello, Grandpa.
Hello, Mr. Vanderhoff.
How's the weather looking? Looks like a nice summer evening.
It's lovely, Grandpa.
Well, I'm off. Goodbye, Mr. Kirby. I got a date with the policeman on the corner.
Policeman?
Yeah, it's a standing date, 12:30 every night. You know, I've known him ever since he was a little boy. He's really a doctor, but after he graduated, he came to me and he said, I don't want to be a doctor. I've always wanted to be a policeman. Well, I told him, want to be a policeman? You'll be a policeman. Yeah, so that's what he did. Hey, how do you like my new hat?
It's very nice, Mr. Vanderhoff.
Yeah, I like it. Government gave it to me.
And someone sneaking around the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know you folks was in here.
It's all right, Donald.
We've been trying to find some candy, so there it is. Y'all wouldn't mind if I take some, do you?
No, Donald.
Did you have a nice evening?
Yes, Donald.
Nice dinner?
Yes, Donald.
Was the ballet nice?
Yes, Donald!
That's nice. Yes, the line forms on the right, babe. Now that Mackie's back in town. Come on now, Mackie's back.
Now do you see what I mean? Could you explain Donald to your father? Could you explain Grandpa? You couldn't, Tony, you couldn't. I love you, but I love them too, and this is no use, Tony. This is no use.
Well, there's only one thing you said that matters, that makes any sense at all. You love me.
But Tony, I know so well
But
that
don't you think other people have had the same problem? Everybody's got a family.
not like mine.
That doesn't stop people who love each other. Darling, won't you just trust me and go on loving me and forget everything else?
How can I?
Because nothing can keep us apart. You know that. You must know it. They want you to be happy, don't they? They must.
Of course they do, Tony, but they cannot change. I wouldn't want them to.
They won't have to change. They're charming, lovable people, just as they are. Everything is going to work out. You're worrying about something that may never come up.
Tony, am I?
All that matters right now is that we love each other. That's so, isn't it?
Yes.
Well then.
Tony.
Now, I'd like to see a little gaiety around the place. Gentlemen calling and getting engaged and everything.
What do I say?
Well, first you. Thanks the young gentleman for getting engaged to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby, for getting engaged to me.
Then you tell him what it was about him that first took your girlish heart.
The back of your head.
What?
Uh-huh. It wasn't your charm and it wasn't your money. It was the back of your head. I just liked it.
What happened when I turned around?
Oh, I got used to it after a while.
Oh, Alice, you're pretty lucky, aren't you?
I know I am. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
Well, I'm not exactly unlucky in this sense. Oh dear. I suppose I have to go. Good night, darling. Till tomorrow. Isn't it wonderful we work in the same office? Otherwise, I'd be hanging around here all day.
Wouldn't it be funny seeing each other at the office tomorrow and going on as though nothing's happened?
Thank God I'm vice president. I can dictate to you all day. Dear Miss Sycamore, I love you. I love you. I love love you.
Darling, you are such a fool.
Why don't you meet me in the drugstore in the morning before you go up to the office? I have a million things to say to you.
All right.
And then lunch, and then dinner tomorrow night.
Tony, what would people say?
Well, it's got to come out sometime. In fact, if you know a good house top, I want to do a little shouting.
Yes, sir, Mrs. DePinna. We did a good night's work.
That's what, 500 Black Panthers, 300 willow trees, and 8 dozen junior kitty bombers.
Pretty good. Oh, well, hello, Alice. You just come in?
No, I've been home quite a while.
Oh, do you have a nice evening?
Beautiful evening, Father.
Say, I'd like you to see the new red fire brigade. Would you turn the lights off, Mrs. DePinna? I want Alice to get the full effect.
What?
This new red fire, Alice. Come here, look at this. It's beautiful. Come here, look at this. There. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yes. Oh, Father, everything's beautiful. It's the most beautiful red fire in the world.
I think so. It's good red fire. Beautiful.
All right, I said to him. You can take your old job.
Now,
and
Miss
play where the
Wellington,
sun-
I'm ready to reach the play whenever you are.
All right, dearie. All right.
But I do have one question I want to ask you, and I hope you don't mind, but you don't drink when you're acting, do you? I'm just asking, of course.
Glad you brought it up. Once the play opens, I never touch a drop. The minute I enter the stage door, the bottle gets put away. Kill intermission.
You've been on the stage a long time, Miss Wellington.
All my life. I've played everything. Ever see Peg in My Heart?
Oh, yes.
I saw it too. Good show. Kind of a hot night, ain't it?
You want me to open up a window, Mrs. Wellington?
Nah, the hell with the weather. Say, he's cute.
She's just messing around with it. She don't mean it.
Well, let's go on up into my room, Miss Wellington. I figured we'd read the play well up in my room.
All right, dear. But did I see snakes? It's time to lay down.
No, but Miss Wellington, those are real. They're real. The grandpas. They're not fake. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, she's out.
Yeah, better let her sleep it off.
Reba! Miss Wellington just passed out.
Good.
Do you think she'll be okay, Grandpa?
Yeah, but I wouldn't cast in a religious play.
I guess I'll just have to wait.
You know, next time you meet an actress on the top of a bus penny, I think I'd send it to play and instead of bringing her home to read it.
Yeah, probably right.
Ed, I wish you'd stop printing and take those love dreams around. You've got to get back to play for me when Kolbenkoff comes.
Kolbenkoff coming tonight.
Yes, tomorrow night's her night, but I had to change it on account of Alice.
Big doings going on here tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous, too. I mean, you think that I was the one that was engaged to him and not Alice.
What do you think they'll be like, his mother and father? Ed, what are you doing now?
Penny, did you see the new mask I made last night? Guess who it is?
No, don't tell me. Give me a minute. It's Helen of Troy.
It's Mrs. Roosevelt.
You know, the nice thing about these Meccano sets is you can make so many different things with them. Last week this was the Empire State Building.
Well, what's it this week?
Queen Mary.
You ain't got the right hat on it.
Oh, Mrs. DePinna, can you look outside and see if there's a man standing there?
Why? What for?
Well, you know, for the past 2 days, every time I go out to deliver candy, there's been a man following me.
Ed, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. He follows me, he stands there, and he watches the house.
Really? I'll take a look and see.
I don't see why anybody would want to follow you for it.
Oh, but there is a lot of kidnapping going on right now, Grandpa.
Yes, but not Ed.
Well,
There's nobody out there at all.
you sure?
Positive. I just saw him walk away.
You see?
Oh, that might have been anybody just walking along the street.
Yeah, but did you not
Will you
just-
hurry up and get back?
Oh, all right.
Want to go down now, Mr. Sycamore, and finish packing up the fireworks?
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to take up tomorrow. We're not burning this, let's go.
Mother, may I borrow a piece of paper? I'm making a list for Reba tomorrow. What happened to your actress friend? Is she giving a performance?
No, Alice, she's not acting. She's really drunk.
Nice. Essie, dear, you're going to give Reba the kitchen all day tomorrow, aren't you? Because she's gonna need it.
Oh, yes. I'm going to start some love dreams now, so I'll be way ahead.
Thanks, dear. Look, Mother, I'm coming home tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You have everything down in the cellar by that time. The typewriter, and the snakes, and the xylophone, and the printing press.
And, Miss Wellington.
And Miss Wellington. That will give me time to arrange the table and fix the flowers.
You know, the Kirby's are certainly going to get the wrong impression about this house.
You'll do all that, won't you, Mother?
Of course, Alice.
And I think we'd better have the cocktails ready by 7:15 in case they happen to come a little early. I wonder if we ought to let Reba cook the dinner. What do you think, Grandpa?
Now, Alice, I wouldn't worry. You know, from what I've seen of the boy, I'm sure his parents are going to be very nice people. And if everything isn't so elaborate tomorrow night, that's okay too.
Darling, I'm not trying to impress them or pretend we're anything we're not. I just want everything to go off well.
There's no reason why it shouldn't, Alice.
Of course not, Alice. I mean, we're going to do absolutely everything possible to make it a wonderful party.
Darlings, I love you. You are the most wonderful family in the world. I am the happiest girl in the world. I didn't know anyone could be so happy. This past week has been like floating. He's so wonderful, Grandpa. Just seeing him, you don't know what it does to me.
Just seeing him, huh? Just seeing him for lunch and for dinner and until 4 o'clock in the morning. And then at 9 o'clock the next morning, you're back at the office again. And there he is. Just seeing him, huh?
I don't care. I'm in love. Reba! Reba!
Nice, isn't it? Nice to see you so happy.
Oh, yes, it is. You know, I remember when I was engaged to Paul, how happy I was. You know what? I still am.
I know. You know, it's nice the way Ed and Essie get along too, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh, and Donald and Reba, you know, even though they're not married. Now, I wonder if Mrs. DePetta will ever get married again.
So is Miss Wellington.
Oh, dear. I do wish she would wake up.
Mrs. Sycamore! Look what I found. Remember?
It's my painting of you as a discus fur. Look, Grandpa.
Oh, yes, I remember. Say, you've gotten a little gray, haven't you, Mrs. DePenna?
Is it very noticeable? Well, I guess there is some right here.
Well, it was a long time ago. Just before I stopped painting, that was 8 years.
Too bad you never finished it, Mrs. Sycamore.
Well, I always meant to, Mrs. DePetta, but one day I just started writing a play, and I never painted again.
Just as well, too. I was going to have the strip next.
Who would have thought? The day I came here to deliver ice that I was going to stay for 8 years.
And the milkman was here for 5, just ahead of you.
Say, why did he leave anyway? I forgot.
Oh, he didn't leave. He died.
Oh.
Oh, and it was such a nice funeral. But, you know, we never knew his name, so it was kind of hard to get a certificate.
You know, what was the name we made up for him, anyhow?
Mark Vanderhoff. We gave him your name.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember.
Oh, well, it really was a nice gesture, because otherwise he never would have gotten all those flowers.
You know, it certainly was. It didn't hurt me none either. I had been bothered with mail since that day and any telephone calls.
I really wish you'd finish that sometime, Mrs. Sycamore. I'd kind of like to have
Well, you know, Mrs. DePetta, I think I'd do some You even got it right tonight.
Say, will you?
Sure. I'm gonna go down to the basement, put on your costume, and I'll bring up the easel. It is still down there, isn't it?
I think so.
Now, I wonder where I put my paints and palette. Oh, good evening, Madam Holcomb. Essie's in the kitchen.
Madam Sycamore, I greet you. Grandpa, tell me, what should I do about my Revishka? I keep telling her she would make great toe dancer, but she laughs only.
No, I couldn't get up on my toes, Madam Kolenkoff. I got corns.
But Revishka, you could wear diamonds. A great girl, Grandpa. What is that?
The picture of Mrs. DePenna. Penny painted it. It stinks. I know. Hey, how do you like that?
What is that?
An actress, friend of Penny's.
She stinks. She's drunk, no?
She is drunk, yes. Hey, how you doing, Kolenkoff?
Magnificent. Life is chasing around inside of me like squirrel.
It is, huh? Hey, what's the news from Russia? Did you get a letter from your friend in Moscow?
I have just heard from him. I say for you, stop.
Oh, thanks, Kolenkoff.
They have sent him to Siberia.
They have, huh? How's he like it?
He has escaped. He has escaped and got back to Moscow. He will get them yet if they do not get him. The Soviet government. I could take the whole Soviet government and...
Sorry, I'm late, Madam Kolenkoff. I'll get into my dancing clothes right away.
Tonight, you really were Pavlova. Tonight, we will take on something new.
Say, has he making any progress, Kolenkoff?
Confidentially?
She stinks. Well, at least she's having fun.
You sure do make her even laugh now, Kolenkoff. She's laughing her head out back there.
Great woman, Donald.
Yes.
What do you think of the Soviet government?
The what, Madam Kolenkoff?
I withdraw question. What do you think of this government?
Oh, I like it fine. I'm on relief now.
Oh, yes. And you like it?
It's, fine. Only thing is, you gotta go around the place to get it, and most of the time you gotta wait pretty much 30 minutes in line to get it. Government ought to run better than that, don't you agree, Grandpa?
Government ought to stop sending me letters. They want me down at the United States Marshal's office, 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. Look at that.
Oh, income tax. They have got you, Grandpa.
Yeah. They want me to give them a lot of money so as to keep Donald here in relief.
You don't say, Grandpa. You're gonna start paying it from now on?
That's what they want.
You mean I can just come over here and get the money instead of standing in that line?
No, Donald, I'm afraid you're going to have to waste a full half hour of your time every week.
Well, I don't like it. Breaks up my week.
He should have been in Russia when the revolution came. Then he would have stood in line. A bread line. Grandpa, what have they done to Russia? The Grand Duchess Olga, Katrina, cousin of the Tsar, is now waitress in Charles' restaurant. I got baked beans from her only yesterday. It broke my heart. Crazy world, Grandpa.
World's not so crazy, Kolenkoff. It's the people in it. Life's kind of simple if you just relax.
How can you relax with times like these?
Well, if you relax, there wouldn't be times like these. That's just my point. You know, life's sort of beautiful if you just let it come to you. Trouble is, people tend to forget that. I know I did. Oh, I was right in the thick of it. Fighting, scratching, clawing, regular jungle. And one day it just sort of struck me. I wasn't having any fun.
So you did what?
Just relaxed. 35 years ago that was. I've been a happy man ever since.
Good evening, Madam Kolenkoff.
Miss Alice, I have not seen you to present my congratulations.
Thank you.
May you be very happy and have many children. That is my prayer for you.
Oh, that's quite a thought.
Love. Love is all that is left in the world, Grandpa.
Yes, there's plenty of that.
And soon, Stalin will take that away too.
Wow, it feels so good to get back into my painting things. They still look okay, don't they, Grandpa?
Yes, indeedy.
You are Brother Perez, Madam Sycamore.
Oh, why, thank you, Madam Colicon.
I didn't know you was in the WPA.
No, Don, it was just a paint.
See, it happened again! There was a fellow following me every place that I went.
Oh, no, Don, it's just your imagination.
No, it's not. It happens every time I go out to deliver candy.
Maybe he wants a piece of candy.
Maybe he wants a piece of candy. Yeah, it's all right for you to laugh, Grandpa, but he's following me.
You do not know what following is. In Russia, everybody is followed. I was followed straight out of Russia.
See, it's just your imagination.
Maybe.
Yeah, here we go. This is kind of right here.
And for tonight's lesson, we will practice the first movement of Scheherazade.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, all right.
That's a good one. All right.
Mrs. DePenna, has something happened to your figure these 8 years?
No, I don't think it's any different.
Yes, Miss Wellington? Yes.
Sorry, Madam Kolenkoff, I couldn't find my slippers.
We have a hot night for Pavlova, but art is only achieved through perspiration.
Oh, did you hear that, Grandpa? Art is only achieved through perspiration.
Yes, but it helps if you got a little talent to go with it.
You know what?
Now, I only made 2 bullseyes last night.
You know what?
Gotta do better than that tonight.
Come on, you can do this for 8 years now! Enter chop. Enter chop. Grandpa, you cannot relax with this down in Russia. Since I relax and look what happened to him.
Hey, it was too late.
And if he hadn't relaxed, the Grand Duchess would not be serving big beans today.
Madam Kolenkoff!
Oh, I'm sorry. We go back to pirouette. A little freer.
Mrs. DePenna, second your stomach, please.
Yeah, the music must be free too!
Hold that pose, don't move.
Like you have a baby. Yes. Mrs. Sycamore. Mrs. Sycamore.
What? Read.
Good evening.
How do you do?
How do you do? Are we too early?
No. Come right in. It's perfectly all right. We're glad to see you.
Oh, absolutely. Only, we thought it was tomorrow night.
What?
Tomorrow night?
No. It's perfectly all right.
Tony, how could you?
Just get yourself home.
I don't know.
Embarrassing.
Nah, look, it's not. It's nothing, okay? We weren't doing a thing.
Oh, absolutely not. Just a quiet evening at home.
See there, that's all. So don't let it bother you. This is Alice's mother, Mrs. Sycamore.
How do you do?
And over here we have Alice's sister, Essie Carmichael, and her husband, Ed Carmichael, and Essie's dance instructor, Madam Kolenkoff. Oh, yes, and Mrs. DePenna.
Don't mind my costume. I'll take it right off.
Oh, Mrs. DePenna, will you go downstairs and please ask Mr. Sycamore to come right up? Tell them that Mr. and Mrs. Kirby are here.
And tell him to make sure to put his pants on. Excuse me. I better let Alice know. Excuse me. Alice! Oh, Alice, dear! Alice, could you come down? We got a surprise for you. Wow.
Mrs. Kirby.
Yes.
May I take your out?
Oh, well, thank you. You sure it's not a big...
Oh, it's perfectly all right, Mrs. Kirby. They're harmless. Ed, take them into the kitchen.
Oh, but the grandpas, I mean, they're here all the time because we don't pay any
I'm
attention.
so sorry to trouble you, but it's just that snakes happen to me.
Tony, I'm very uncomfortable about this. How could you let this happen?
I'm sorry, Father. I thought it was tonight.
It's very careless of you, very.
Oh, well, now, Mr. Kirby, anybody can make a mistake.
Some dinner for these folks. Take
Oh,
for dinner, you know.
No trouble. We're not very hungry. Now, tell Donald to run down to the A&P and get a half a dozen bottles of beer and some canned salmon. You do like canned salmon, don't you, Mr. Kirby?
Please don't bother, Mrs. Sycamore. I have a little indigestion anyway.
I'm sorry. Well, Mrs. Kirby, you like canned salmon, don't you?
I'm very fond of it, thank you.
Well, you can have frankfurters instead if you prefer.
Either one will do.
Okay. Now, so make a frankfurters and some canned corn and some camel soup. Okay, and you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, and tell Donald to hurry.
Hurry.
Oh, yeah, the A&P is just right around the corner, and frankfurters don't take any time at all to boil.
Oh, here's Alice's father, Mr. Sycamore, Mr. and Mrs. Kirby.
How do you do?
Oh,
I hope you'll forgive my appearance.
yeah, it's Mr. Sycamore's busiest time of the year, right before the 4th of July.
Darling, I'm the most dull-witted person in the world. I thought it was tonight.
I'm so sorry. I can't imagine why I wasn't. Have you all met?
Yes, indeed.
How do you do, Alice?
How do you do, Mrs. Kirby? I'm afraid I'm not very presentable.
Darling, you look lovely.
Of course you are. Don't let this bother you, my dear. We just came and met each other a night earlier.
But I was planning such a nice party tomorrow night.
Well, we'll come again tomorrow.
Of course.
Am I forgiven?
I guess so. It's just that we'd better see about getting you something to eat.
Oh, we've already taken care of that, Alice.
Yeah.
That's all done.
Mother, what did you send out for? Mr. Kirby suffers from indigestion, so he can only eat certain things.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yes, it is, Alice.
Well, I asked him what he wanted, Alice.
It's not as serious as all that. I have a little indigestion.
Perhaps you do not have indigestion at all, Mr. Kirby. Perhaps you have stomach ulcers.
Don't be absurd, Madam Kolenkov.
You mustn't mind Madame Kolenkov, Mr. Kirby. She's a Russian.
Oh, yeah.
Russians are inclined to look on the dark side.
All right. I am Russian. That, a friend of mine, a Russian, died from stomach ulcers.
Please, Madam Kolenkov.
Really,
Mr. Kirby has indigestion, and that's all. All right. Sit a bit.
Mr. Kirby, will you sit down, please, and make yourself comfortable?
Thank you.
Tell me, Mr. Kirby, how do you find business conditions? Do you think we're pretty much out of the depression?
What? Oh, yes, I think so, but it depends.
But you do figure things are going to continue improving?
Broadly speaking, yes. As a matter of fact, industry is operating about 63% right now, as opposed to 82 in 1925. Of course, in 1929,
There was a lady from Wheeling who had this incredible feeling. Ooh. And when she got there, she didn't have a care. She was a lady.
That may seem a little strange to you people. She's not quite accountable for her actions. It's a friend of Mrs. Sycamore's. She came for dinner and she was overcome by, heat.
Absolutely. I mean, some people really, they feel it more than others. I better go make sure she's gonna be okay. Excuse me a minute.
It is awfully hot. But you usually escape all this heat, don't you, Mrs. Kirby? Up in Maine.
As a rule. Of course, I had to come down this week for the flowers.
Oh, yes. A mother wouldn't miss that for the world. That blue ribbon is the highlight of the year.
I won a ribbon at a flower show once for raising onions. Remember, Alice?
That was a garden show, Essie. Oh, yes.
Well, I think she'll be okay now. Esther will come back in. No, he hasn't. Oh, well, I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. You must be starved.
Oh, no, quite all right. Hello, what's this? I didn't realize there were little children in the home.
No, it's mine.
Really? Well, I guess every man has his hobby, or do you use it as a model of some kind?
No, I just play with it.
I see.
Maybe you'd be better off, Father, with a hobby like that instead of raising orchids.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised.
Orchids? Please tell us about your orchids, Mr. Kirby. They take 6 years before they blossom, right? Give them that.
No, some of them take longer than that. I have one I've been waiting 10 years for.
Wow. Believe it or not, I was once waiting for an orchid.
Yes. Of course, they do require the most scrupulous care. I have
Donald!
particularly fond of.
Did you get anything?
Yes, only they didn't have any frankfurters, so I got them pickled pig's feet.
Never mind, Donald. Just take everything into the kitchen.
Come on, Dad, you're with me,
Mr.
right?
Kirby, please tell everyone all about your orchids. I know they'd love to hear it. And, excuse me.
Quite an expensive hobby, isn't it, Mr. Kirby, raising orchids?
Yes, but I feel that if a hobby gives one sufficient pleasure, it's never expensive.
You know, that's very true.
You see, I need something to relieve the daily nerve strain. After a week on Wall Street, I'd go crazy if I didn't have something like that. Some men have yachts exactly for that reason.
Why don't they give up Wall Street?
What's that?
Oh, I was just joking.
I think everyone should have a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, for me it's more than a hobby. My great solace? Spiritualism.
Oh.
Spiritualism, Mrs. Kirby. Everybody knows that is a fake.
Mrs. Sycamore. Spiritualism is, well, I'd rather not discuss it with the Sycamore.
And remember, Penny, you have one or two hobbies of your own.
Well, yes, but not silly ones.
I don't think it matters what the hobby is. The important thing is to have one.
To be ideal, a hobby should improve the body as well as the mind. The Romans were great people. Why?
Aqueducts?
No. What was their hobby?
Bathing?
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
In wrestling, you have to think quick with the mind and act quick with the body.
Yes, but I don't think wrestling would be practicable for most people. I wouldn't make a very good wrestler anyway.
You could be a great wrestler. You're good for it. Look! Stop it!
Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses?
Here they are, Mr. Kirby. Mr. Kirby, they're broken.
Oh, I am sorry, but when you wrestle again, you will of course not wear glasses.
I have no intention of wrestling. Get out and call a cop on my back.
How could you do such a thing? Why didn't anybody stop her?
I think we better be going.
Oh, please, Mrs. Kirby, please, Mr. Kirby, please don't go. I've ordered scrambled eggs and plain salad. Please don't go.
I am sorry if I did anything wrong, and I apologize.
I can't tell you how sorry I am. If I'd been here, that wouldn't have happened. I don't know what to...
Quite all right.
Of course it is, Alice. It's all right. We're not going anywhere.
We're staying.
Well, that was exciting for a moment, wasn't it?
You were telling us about your orchids, Mr. Kirby. Do you raise many different varieties?
Afraid I've quite forgotten about my orchids.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Kirby.
What did I do that was so terrible? I threw him to the ground. Did you kill him?
Madam Kolokov, please.
Oh, would you care for some candy while you're waiting, Mr. Kirby? I've got some freshly made.
I'm sorry, my doctor does not allow me to eat candy.
Oh, well, these are nothing. This is just a coconut and marshmallow and
Don't,
fudge.
Essie.
Miss Alice.
Miss Alice. Pardon me.
What?
The extra down the sink. Make some more, quick. I ain't got any. Donald out for some. All right. Tell him to hurry. I'm sorry. There'll be a little delay, but everything will be ready in a minute. Whoosh.
I'm afraid I've shifted people to a lot of trouble with my stupidity.
Oh, not at all, Tony.
Why don't we play a game while we're waiting?
I know a wonderful trick with the glass.
No.
Oh, well, Alice, I'm sure Mr. Kirby would love to play this game.
Please, Mother.
No, any play this game, all you do is write your name on a piece of paper.
Mother, I don't think Mr. Kirby wants to play.
Oh, well, I'm sure he would love to. I mean, it's perfectly harmless.
I'm afraid I'm not very good at games, Mrs. Sycamore.
Oh, well, no. I'm sure you just...
What is the game?
Oh, it's called Forgive Me Not. Now here, Mr. Kirby, please write your name on this piece of paper. And Mrs. Kirby, you do the same thing. It's a game I used to play in school. I call out five just different words, just, Tony, pass those up. Yeah, there you go. 5 words at random, and you write down the first thing that comes to mind. So I may say, for instance, grass, and you may say green. Or I may say table, and you say chair. You see how it shows how people thinks and reacts to certain words. You see how simple it is, Mr. Kirby?
Come on, Father, be a sport.
Very well. I will be happy to play it.
There, you see, Alice, he does want to play. Well, all right, now remember, Mr. Kirby, you have to play fair and write down the first thing that comes into your mind.
I understand.
All right, okay. So the first word is potato.
Potato. Uh-huh.
You got potato? Everybody ready? Okay. The next word is bathroom.
Okay.
What you got?
Bathroom. Everybody ready?
Ready.
The next word is lust.
Mother, this is not what you said.
That is word is okay.
It's not all right.
What was that last word, Mrs. Sycamore?
Now, Alice, don't interrupt the game anymore. Now, Mr. Kirby, that's lust.
I got it.
Quite a game, isn't it?
Shh. Okay. Next word is honeymoon. S-C.
Honeymoon. You got it.
Okay, everybody ready for the last word? The last word is sex.
Oh, I gotta see what you work at.
Okay, everybody have sex? Okay.
Sex. What do you mean?
Now I have your paper, Mr. Kirby.
So, what happens next?
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. This is the best part. Now I read out everybody's paper and see what they wrote down.
Oh, all right.
I see. It's kind of an interesting game.
Well, see, I knew you would like it, Mr. Kirby. Okay, I'm going to read Mr. Kirby's paper first now, okay? Okay, everybody, this is Mr. Kirby's paper. Potato, steak. Yeah, you see how that goes together, steak and potatoes.
Just happened to think of it.
Well, it is. It's very good. It's very good. Okay, bathroom, toothpaste. Well, okay, I can see that. Okay, yeah, right, okay. Lust, unlawful. What? No, whatever. Okay. Honeymoon, trip. Grandpa, when you go on a trip, you drive?
Oh, it's a trip. You got a trip.
Yeah, honeymoon trip, okay. And the last word was sex, male. Oh, of course you are! Oh, that's really a wonderful paper, Mr. Kirby.
Thank you. It's more of a experiment in psychology than a game, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It shows how people's minds work. So, why don't we see how Mrs. Kirby's mind works now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, this is Mrs. Kirby's paper, everybody. Potato, starch.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Absolutely. I totally,
Yeah.
I understand that completely. Dear. Okay, bathroom, Mr. Kirby.
Don't quite get that, my dear.
Oh,
It's just that you're always in there, Anthony. It's, you do take a long time in there, bathing and shaving. You are in there a great deal.
I see. Never realized I was being so selfish in the matter. Go on, Mrs. Sycamore.
I think this is a silly game. We ought to stop it.
I agree. Let's stop.
No, go on, Mrs. Sycamore.
Let's see, where was I? Lust, human.
Really, Miriam?
Anthony, after all, lust is a human emotion.
Lust is not a human emotion, Miriam. It's depraved.
It's not. But very well, Anthony. You're right and I'm wrong.
Really? It's the most pointless game. Let's play 20 questions.
Yes, let's play 20 questions.
No, I find this rather interesting. Go on, Mrs. Sycamore. What's the next word?
Honeymoon.
I see. And what was Mrs. Kirby's answer?
Honeymoon. Doll.
Did you say dull?
What I meant, Anthony, was that Hot Springs wasn't very gay that season. All those old people sitting out on the porch all afternoon and nothing to do at night.
I don't think that was your reaction at the time.
Father, this is only a game.
A very illuminating game. Go on, Mrs. Sycamore.
Well, this one's okay, Mr. Kirby. Sex, Wall Street.
What do you mean by that, Miriam?
Oh, nothing at all, Anthony. I don't know what I was thinking.
But you must have meant something or you wouldn't have written it down.
No, it's nothing. I didn't mean anything. I don't know what I meant, Anthony.
But what does it mean? Sex? Wall Street?
I don't know what I meant, Anthony. It's just that all you ever talk about, well, even when we're having... Oh, I'm so sorry, Alice. We will not be staying for dinner. This game is giving me an awful headache.
Yes, maybe we should just postpone the dinner time.
Oh, but you are coming tomorrow night, aren't you?
No, we have a previous
Yeah,
engagement.
maybe we better, because of the heat.
I think we're being very ungracious here. Of course we're staying dinner. Tonight.
Tony, I'm going home. I have a headache.
But everybody, come on, Tony, everybody understands.
Well, I don't understand. I think we ought to stay.
No, Tony.
Tony.
We were fools, Tony, to ever think this would work. It won't. Mr. Kirby, I won't be at the office tomorrow. I won't be there at all anymore.
Don't be silly. I'm sorry, my dear. I'm very sorry. Are you ready, Miriam?
Yes, I am.
It's been really nice to have met you all.
Tony doesn't mind this.
Tony, are you coming?
No, Father, I'm not.
Very well. We will wait for you at home until you return.
Good evening.
Good
Have a
night.
good evening.
Stay right where you are! Everybody, don't move!
Good heavens,
What
what's
is
going
all
on?
this?
Be quiet. Which one is it?
How dare you?
This is him. What are you doing? Get off me!
What is going on?
What's your name?
Ed Carmichael, I haven't done anything.
You haven't, huh?
No, sir.
This seems a little high-handed to me. What is this all about?
Department of Justice.
What?
That-
Jane and Ed, what have you done?
I haven't done anything.
What's the boy done, officer?
Is that the door to the cellar?
Yes.
Mac.
Yeah.
No, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Check upstairs. See what you can find.
Okay.
Oh, I have never seen anything so
Come here.
ridiculous. What is
You ever seen these before?
Yeah, they're my circulars.
You print this stuff, huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure do. Yeah.
And you put them in the boxes of candy and get them into people's houses?
The love dream.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't need anything like that.
You didn't, huh?
No.
Dynamite the Capitol.
Oh,
Dynamite the White House.
yeah.
Dynamite the Supreme Court. God is the state. The state is God.
Trust me. Trust me.
Don't let me say it like that.
Hey, answer the boy.
I didn't mean that. I just like to type things. Tell him, Grandpa.
Officer, the government is in no danger from Ed. Printing is just his hobby, that's all. He'll print anything.
You will, huh?
It's good because it's ridiculous.
Let me get my pipe.
You're right, Chief.
The guy with the gunpowder down there to blow up the whole city.
But we only use it. Who's that?
Oh, that's my mother.
Well, they ain't. They're all too broken about Miss Alice.
What's she want to go away for anyhow? Where's she going?
I don't know, mountains someplace. And she's going all right, no matter what they say. I know Miss Alice when she gets that look in her eye.
Too bad, ain't it?
Sure is.
Not even a balloon left. Look.
How's your hand, Mrs. DePenna? Any better?
Oh, it's better. Is there some more olive oil out there?
It's in the salad bowl.
Thanks.
Well, she's going. And nothing anybody says is going to change her mind.
She ain't gonna stay away long, is she, Mrs. Sycamore?
I don't know, maybe she won't say.
It's gonna be lonesome around here without her.
How you feeling, Mrs. Sycamore?
No, I'm just upset. Maybe if I do some work, I'll feel better.
Well, I'll leave you to it then, Mrs. Sycamore. Queen's depressed too.
She's going, Penny.
Yes.
Oh, now, Penny.
I can't help it, Paul. I feel like it's our fault.
No, it's not, Penny. It's more mine than yours, Penny. All these years I've been going along, enjoying myself, and maybe I should have spent more time thinking about Alice.
Oh, don't say that, Paul. You've been a wonderful father and husband too.
No, I haven't. Maybe if I'd gone ahead and become an architect, I don't know, something to make Alice proud of me. And I thought that all last night watching Mr. Kirby.
Oh, but we've been so happy, Paul.
I know, but maybe that's not enough. I don't know. I used to think so, but now I'm all mixed up. I don't know.
What time is the train?
Pretty soon, it leaves at 7:30.
Oh, if only she would talk to Tony.
But she won't, Penny. He's been trying all day.
Suppose. Where is he now?
I don't know, probably walking around the block again. Anyhow, she won't talk to him.
Maybe he can catch her on the way out.
It won't do any good, Penny. He won't talk to him.
I suppose not. I feel so sorry for Tony, too. Well? Grandpa?
Now, Penny, let the girl alone.
Oh, but Grandpa, it's just so sad.
Well, suppose she does go to the Adirondacks. She'll be back. You can only take so much Adirondack, and you come home.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Anyway, it's got its bright side, too, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Mr. Kirby getting into the patrol wagon, for one thing. And the expression on his face when he and Donald had to take a bath together. I'll never forget that. I need to be 100. And I warn you people, I intend to, if things like this can go on.
Well, it was just as bad with Mrs. Kirby. When the matron made her strip, there was a burlesque dancer in the cell with us, and she sang a strip song the whole time Mrs. Kirby was getting undressed.
I bet you Bar Harbor's going to seem pretty dull to the Kirbys this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh. You need any help with that, Alice?
No thanks, Grandpa. Just going to press these.
Alice?
Now, Penny.
I'll bring the big bag down as soon as you're ready, Alice.
Thank you.
Do you want to take some candy along for the train, Alice?
No, thanks, Essie.
Oh, Alice. You can be just as alone here as you can in the mountains. You can just stay up in your room the whole time.
Oh, Mother, I just need to be alone for a while. Away from everyone. Look, I love you all, you know that, but I'm just going away for a little while. I will be all right. Father, did you phone for my cab?
Well, I didn't know I was supposed to.
I told Mrs. DePenna to tell you, Paul. Didn't she tell you?
No.
She told me. I forgot.
I wish I lived in a family that didn't always forget everything. That behaved the way other people's families do. I'm so sick of cornflakes and Donald and everything. Why can't we be like other people? Roast beef, 2 green vegetables, doilies on the table, a place you can bring your friends to without
I'll see if there's anything
her.
come in, maybe.
Maybe somebody.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know. Somebody needs to talk to that girl.
Someone at the door, I can't.
Someone needs to talk to her.
Door.
What's going on?
Any more letters? I've been walking around.
Oh,
I
yeah.
found another one underneath the typewriter.
I don't know where they're going, Grandpa. Oh, Tony, talk to her. She is in the kitchen.
Thanks.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe she can listen to her.
Alice, what you sorry, please.
This is no use, Tony.
Alice, you're not being fair. At least let me talk to you.
No.
Where'd they go?
Upstairs.
She walked right out the minute you came in.
Knocked olive oil right out of my hand. That smell kind of fishy.
How you feeling, Mrs. Dependent? Is your hand still hurting?
No, it's better.
Everything burned up, downstairs.
Everything, including my Roman costume, too.
I told you there was a bright side to everything. All except for my 23 years back income tax. You know, I get another new letter every day.
Say, what are you going to do about that, Grandpa?
Well, I had kind of an idea yesterday. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try anyhow.
What is it?
Well, I went down.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, hello, Tonka.
Forgive me, the door was open.
Come on,
That's
yeah.
not that kind of coffee.
Oh, sorry for coming. I see you are upset.
I don't think I can take a lesson today, Madam Kolenkoff. I don't feel up to it.
Well,
But Madam Holcomb, please, feel free to stay for dinner.
thank you. I'd be happy to.
Fine.
You have heard me talk about my friend, the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina?
Yes.
She's a great woman, the Grand Duchess, the cousin of the Tsar, and now she is waitress in Charles' restaurant.
Well, yes, but is there something we can do for her?
No, the Grand Duchess has not had a good meal since before the revolution.
She must be hungry.
And not only is today her day off, Thursday, but it is also the anniversary of Peter the Great, a remarkable man.
Well, if you mean you would like her to join us for dinner, we would be honored.
Oh, yes. In the name of the Grand Duchess, I thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited. Well, where is she?
She's outside on the street waiting. I bring her.
Is she straight? Do I look okay? Am I straight? Am I straight?
The Grand Duchess Olga Katrina. Permit me to present to you Madam Carmichael, Mr. Carmichael, Madam Sycamore, Mr. Sycamore, Grandpa,
Madam.
oh, and Mrs. DePina.
Listen up, Mrs. Dependent, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Well, please, Your Highness, please come right in. We are honored to have you.
Oh, thank you. You're most kind.
Please have a seat. You're most welcome.
I'm most happy to be here. What time is dinner?
It'll be soon, very soon.
I do not mean to be rude, but I must be back at the restaurant by 8 o'clock. I am substituting for another patron.
I will make sure you are there on time, Your Highness.
Oh, thank you, Carmichael.
You know, Your Highness, I think you waited on me in Childs once. The 72nd Street place.
No, that was my sister.
The Grand Duchess Natasha.
I work at Times Square.
There's quite a lot of your folks living over here now, aren't there?
Yes, many. My uncle, the Grand Duke Sergei, is a elevator man at Macy's. Then there is my cousin, Prince Alexis. He do not speak to the rest of us because he works at Happy Carnegie. He's a ladies' underwear.
When he was selling more dogs at Coney Island, he was willing to talk to you.
Carmichael, our time is coming. My sister, Natasha, studying to be manicurist. Uncle Sergei, they have promised to make floor walker, and next month, I get transferred to the Fifth Avenue Charles. From there, it is only a step away from Schwaff's. And then, we will see where Prince Alexis does.
I think you got him.
You are telling me.
Your Highness, Your Highness. Did you know the Tsar? I mean, personally, I mean.
But of course, he was my cousin. It was terrible what happened to him, but perhaps it was for his best. I can get a job now.
Pravda, that is true.
And poor relations are poor relations. This thing with every family. My uncle, the King of Sweden, was nice to us for about 10 years. Every once in a while, he'd spend the money on it. Simply said, I cannot go on and not doing so well myself. I do not blame him.
Of course not. Excuse me a moment, please.
Tell me, Grand Duchess, is it true what they say about Rasputin?
Everyone wants to know about Rasputin. Yes, my dear madam, it is true. And how?
Don't say.
Your Highness, we have to watch the time.
Oh yes, I must not be late. The manager does not like me. He's communist.
Well, Essie, run into the kitchen and go help Essie. Don't go help Reba.
I will help too.
Oh, but Your Highness, no. Not on your day off.
I do not mind. I'm a very good cook. Where is your kitchen?
Oh, right through here, Your Highness. But you're the guest of honor.
I do not mind. Come. If they got sour cream and pot cheese, I will make the blintzes.
Blintzes! Come on, brother, we show you something.
Say, the Duchess is all right, isn't she? Hey, Duchess, can I help?
Wow. You know, she's got a great face for a mask.
And such a nice lady. I mean, considering she's a Grand Duchess and everything.
You know, it's wonderful, isn't it? The ones that some people go through and they'll keep kind of gay too.
Yes, it is. She almost made me forget for a minute.
Well, I suppose I better call that cab.
No, Paul, wait a minute.
Ed, will you go up and bring my dad down, please?
Don't you do it.
Ed, please!
Bring it down. You know, you've got the stubbornest daughter in all 48 states.
That must be the cab.
It is. It's certainly wonderful service.
Hello.
Alice, is Tony here?
Yes, he is, Mr. Kirby. Come on in.
Good evening.
How do you do?
Pardon the intrusion. Tony, I need you to come home with me. Your mother is very upset.
Yes, Father.
I need hardly say that this is as difficult for Mrs. Kirby and myself as it is for you people. I'm sorry, and I hope you understand.
Well, yes. And in a way, no. You know, I'm not the kind of person that tries to run other people's lives, Mr. Kirby. But the fact is, I don't think these two young people have got as much common sense as you and I have.
Grandpa, please don't do this.
He's talking to Mr. Kirby. Cat can look at a king, can't he?
Alice, you want me to do that?
No.
You got some time before the train leaves, Alice?
Hello, can you send a cab to 761 Claremont, Redway? Thank you.
Alice,
Father.
are you ready, Tony?
Mr. Kirby, I suppose after last night, you probably think this family's kind of crazy.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that, but I'm not accustomed to coming to dinner and spending the night in jail.
You've got to remember, Mr. Kirby, came on the wrong night. And now tonight, I bet you nothing will happen at all. Maybe.
Mr. Vanderhoff, it wasn't merely last night that convinced Mrs. Kirby and myself that this engagement is unwise.
Father, I can handle my own affairs. Alice, for the last time, will you marry me?
No. Tony, I know what your father's talking about. He's right.
No, he's not, Alice.
Alice, you're in love with this boy, and you're not marrying him because we're the kind of people we are.
Grandpa.
I know. You think the two families wouldn't get along. Well, who's to say that they wouldn't? But why do you think that they're right and we're wrong?
Grandpa, I didn't say that. It's just obvious that this is not working out so
Well,
far.
what I feel is that Tony is too nice a boy to wake up 20 years from now with nothing in his life but stocks and bonds.
How's that?
Yes. Mixed up, unhappy, the way you are.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Vanderhoff. I'm a very happy man!
Are you?
I certainly am.
I don't think so. Where did you take the digestion from? Happiness? No, sir. You get it because you spend most of your time doing things you don't want to do.
I don't do anything I don't want to do.
Yes, you do. Well, you just said yesterday that by the end of the week of Wall Street, you're pretty near crazy. Why do you keep on doing it?
Why do I? It's my business. A man can't give up his business.
Why not? You got all the money you need. Can't take it with you.
Mr. Vanderhoff, it's very easy for you to say that. But I've spent my entire life building up my business.
And what's it got you? Same kind of mail every morning, same kind of deals, same kind of meetings, same dinners at night, and same indigestion. Where's the happiness come in? I mean, don't you think there ought to be something more in life, Mr. Kirby? You must have wanted more than that when you first started out. You know, we don't have much time, any of us.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Be like you? Do nothing?
Well, I have a lot of fun. Time enough for everything. Talk, read, visit the zoo now and then, practice my darts. I even have time to recognize when spring comes around. I don't have to spend 6 hours every day doing things that I don't want to do in order to get 1 hour to do something that I like in. I don't have to talk to anybody I don't want to. And I haven't taken a bicarbonate of soda in 35 years. What's the matter with that?
What's the matter with that? A fine world we have. Everybody going to zoos. Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Vanderhoff. Who would do the work?
Oh, it's always people that like to work. You can't stop them. Inventions. Fly to oceans. There's people that go down to Wall Street because they like it. But from what I've seen of you, I don't think you're one of them. I think you're missing something.
I don't think I'm missing anything.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of missing anything either until I quit. Oh, I used to go down to that office, 9 o'clock sharp, every morning, no matter how I felt. I'd lay awake at night for fear of missing out on some contract. Got worked up about the world, too. Worried about whether Cleveland or Blaine was going to be elected president. Seemed awfully important at the time. Who cares now? What I'm trying to say, Mr. Kirby, is that I've had 35 years that nobody can take away from me, no matter what they do to the world. See?
Yes, I do see. And it's a very dangerous philosophy, Mr. Vanderhoff, and it's why I'm opposed to this marriage. I don't want Tony to come under the influence.
What's the matter with it, Father?
It's downright communism, that's what it is.
You didn't always think so.
Don't be ridiculous. Certainly I did. What are you talking
I'll
about?
tell you what I'm talking about. You didn't always think so because there was a time when you wanted to be a trapeze artist.
Tony, don't be an idiot.
Oh, yes, you did. I came across those letters you wrote to Grandfather. Do you remember those?
How dare you read those letters? How dare you?
Oh, Mr. Kirby, that's wonderful. Did you wear tights?
Don't be absurd. I was 14 years old at the time.
Yes, but at 18, you wanted to be a saxophone player.
Tony.
And at 21, you ran away from home because Grandfather wanted you to go into the business. It's all down there in black and white. You didn't always think so.
Well.
I may have had some absurd notions in my youth, but my father knocked him out of me. I went into the business and I forgot about it.
Not altogether, Father. There's still a saxophone in the back of your clothes closet.
We'll talk about this later, Tony.
No. I want to talk about it now. I think Mr. Vanderhoff is right. Dead right. I'm never going back to that office. I've always hated it, and I'm not going on with it. And I'll tell you something else. I did make a mistake last night. I knew it was the wrong night. I brought you here on purpose.
Tony! Oh, good heavens!
I just wanted to wake you up. I wanted to show you a real family. As they really were. Family that loves and understands each other. You don't understand me. You've never had time. Well, I'm not going to make the same mistake that you made. I'm clearing out.
What do you mean you're clearing out?
I mean, I'm not going to be dragged to the business just because I'm your son. I'm getting out while there's still time.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a bricklayer, but at least I'll be doing something I want to do.
Oh, that must be the cab.
Ask him to wait a minute, will you?
Grandpa?
You mind, Alice? You know, Mr. Kirby, Tony's going through just exactly what you and I did when we were his age. I think if you listen hard enough, you can hear yourself saying the same things to your father 25 years ago. We all did it. We were right. How many of us would be willing to settle when we're young for what we eventually get? All those plans we made. What happens to them? You know, it's only a handful of lucky ones that can look back and say they even came close in life. So, before they clean out that clothes closet, Mr. Kirby, I think I can get a couple of good hours in on that saxophone.
I beg your pardon, but before I make the blazes, how many will there be for dinner?
Your Highness, may I present Mr. Anthony Kirby, Mr. Kirby Jr., and my granddaughter Alice. This is the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina.
How's that?
How do you do? Oh, before I make the blazes, how many will there be for dinner?
Oh, I'd make quite a stack of them, Your Highness. You can't ever tell.
Good. The Tsar always said to me, Olga, do not be stingy with the blazes.
What did you say her name was again?
Oh, it's the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina. She's cooking the dinner.
Oh.
And speaking of dinner, Mr. Kirby, why don't you and Tony both stay?
Oh, yes, yes. Please do. I mean, we have all that food that we were going to serve last night. I mean, tonight.
Sounds like a pretty good dinner, Mr. Kirby. Kind of give us a chance to get acquainted with each other. Why not stay?
How about it, Father? Are we staying for dinner?
Well, I think I'd like to, Tony, very much.
Now, if Alice would send away that cat, Mr. Vanderhoff.
How about it, Alice? Seems like a pretty big crowd here. Don't you think you ought to stay?
Alice, I'm staying for dinner. I'd get a chance for families to get acquainted.
Mr. Kirby. Tony. Grandpa, you're wonderful.
I've been telling you that for years.
Here's a letter for you, Grandpa. It was in the icebox.
Oh, let me see it. Government again.
How do you do, Mr. Kirby?
How are you? Very good.
Now, we'll step into the office, Mrs. Gilmore. I'd like to do a little dictating.
Ooh. I better go send away that cat.
Well.
What is it, Grandpa?
The United States government apologizes. Says I don't owe them a nickel. Seems like I died 8 years ago.
Why, what did they mean, Grandpa?
Or remember Charlie the Milkman buried under my name?
Yes.
Well, I just told them they made a mistake. I was Martin Vanderhoff Jr. So they apologize, and they say I may even get a full refund.
Grandpa, you're an old crook.
Sure.
Excuse me, Mr. Vanderhoff. How did you avoid paying your taxes?
Tonight we will really eat, my friends.
All right.
Hello, how are you? It's good to see you.
What?
What has happened?
He's relaxing. Hey, play something, Ed.
All right.
Yes.
Everybody. We're going to be ready. You know it's ready. Please, sit down.
Mr. Kirby, please.
Linton.
You would like Russian food, Mr. Kirby.
But you must be very careful.
I have no indigestion.
Your face, Mr. Kirby. Essie, stop dancing and come sit down to dinner.
In Russia, when they sit down to dinner, they like to...
All right, everybody. All right. Quiet down now. Well, sir, here we are again. I'd like to give you thanks once more for everything you've done for us. Things are going along pretty well now. Looks like Alice is going to marry Tony. I think they're going to be very happy together. Of course, the fireworks blew up, but that was Mrs. Pam's fault, not yours. We still have our health, as far as everything else is concerned. Leave it up to you. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,